Cartoons and teddy bears have whitewashed one of the most beastliest and most perilous animals to ever exist. Bears. With a 0% survival chance if attacked by the monster, bear attack stories make up some of the most gruesome and scary tales ever. But the story of Daniel Schilling's bear attack was slightly different, as there was also an element of surprise and injustice in this intense tale. Who was Daniel? What was his story? What weapon did he use when he wasn't attacked? Before we get into this terrible event, I kindly ask you to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you become a member of the Fierce Zone family. Thank you in advance. In July 2020, Daniel Schilling took off for his journey to the Kenai Mountains to clear and build a primitive route through the wooded mountainside. The 46-year-old carpenter came from the tiny Turnagain armed community in Alaska. He often worked all alone in the rugged terrain of the Alaskan mountains, with no one except his dog to accompany him. He set up camp in his cabin and used it as his own mini office. His cabin, which was 25 miles southeast of Anchorage, was just a couple of miles from a paved road that connected the community of Hope to the Seward Highway. On the dawn of 29th July, Daniel experienced the finest weather ever. As the carpenter looked out through his cabin's windows, he could witness the calming blue skies, which looked absolutely heavenly. Daniel quickly got dressed, all excited to leave for work. He put on some of his sturdy boots and wore his gear, where he clipped his bear spray canister onto his belt. Despite not having any concrete evidence, it's believed that he also placed his handgun in his backpack for some extra protection, almost as if he knew the terror awaiting him in the woods. However, Daniel wasn't a fan of firearms, a shotgun or rifle, which weighed and got him down. He was more inclined to his good old-fashioned bear spray, which got his work done with no hassle. The two pals set off towards the route that Daniel was constructing. Little did Daniel know that he was slowly yet steadily proceeding towards his ending as he inched along the path that he was engraving through the Alaskan wilderness. The work was extremely hectic and tiring, so Daniel decided to take a break from all the hardcore carpenting. The intense heat from the sun had him drenched in sweat. An unlucky Daniel decided to break for lunch around the time the predator decided to walk by the woods. His entire life flashed in front of him when the deadly brown bear attacked Daniel out the blue. With absolutely no time to react, Daniel reached out for his bear spray as his defense and sprayed it directly at the charging grizzly bear. Within seconds, Daniel sprayed the entire canister on the grizzly's terrifying face. However, this made no difference for the bear, who proceeded to pin him on the floor with no effect. The ginormous animal suffocated Daniel fully as he struggled to breathe. With his paws on his chest, Daniel's thumping heartbeat got faster and shorter. Daniel tried everything to escape, from kicking to punching, but all his attempts remained futile against the massive monster. With all his might, Daniel kept smacking the bear over and over, which got the bear madly ferocious. With saliva from the bear dripping on his face, Daniel heard the deep guttural growl that the bear let out. The bear slowly lowered its head and brought it close to Daniel's, almost as if he wanted to take a deeper look in his prey before he started devouring it. Mercilessly, he bit into Daniel's face, tearing his face apart and destroying his body with its powerful claws. But why did the bear attack Daniel? Most bears don't want to harm you unless you attack them or prove to be harm to them or their babies. So what exactly provoked the grizzly to tear apart Daniel in the most brutal way? Sadly, the answer to this question remains to be one of the biggest mysteries, as no one truly knows what exactly led to the attack or how it happened. Before we continue with the video, I kindly ask you to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you become a member of the Fierce Zone family. Thank you in advance. His pet dog luckily found his way back home to Daniel's wife, which gave her a hint that things haven't gone well. The Alaskan woods were heavily covered with greens, which provided the perfect hideout for the attacker. His friends assured that Daniel did not have his gun on him, as he wouldn't have thought one moment to use it against the grizzly. Some people speculated that it was probably Daniel's dog that triggered the bear and provoked the attack. While this seems like a logical possibility, one truly cannot pinpoint at the exact reason of the attack. After a long evening, without Daniel returning home, Daniel's wife and friends were set out on a journey to find out what happened to the hunter. As soon as they passed his cabin, they witnessed a sight they wished they never saw. Daniel's body was covered in blood and torn to shambles, laid still on the floor. His injuries made it apparent that he had been attacked by a brown bear. The heartbroken group called up the local police department to report the news that didn't quite hit them yet. All his acquaintances were in disbelief that such an experienced outdoorsman with such high knowledge and hunting expertise could face such a fate. The crime scene turned into a golden opportunity for the authorities to research bears. The state wildlife biologist arrived on the crime scene in no time. With the stench of pepper spray still covering the entire atmosphere, they noticed the empty canister that was found about 15 feet from Daniel's body. The investigators didn't extradite anything remotely close to what could have attracted a bear to the scene. The closest they got was to Daniel's 6 Mile Creek, a salmon spawning stream, but even that wasn't irrelevant, as it was way too far to be considered a bait. But what the authorities found out next is going to blow your mind. The evidence established by field experts proved that there was both a black bear and brown bear on the crime scene. This information was certain, as the DNA of the same was found on Daniel's body. Black and brown bears are commonly known to tolerate each other, but their combined presence made the locals wonder if poor Daniel was attacked by both the beasts. This doesn't seem likely, as bears are known to be solitary animals who don't hunt in pairs or groups. The species do not mingle with their subspecies and never socially mix with one another. Some research also states that brown bears have been known to kill black bears. Then what exactly happened to Daniel? Why was there DNA of 2 different bears found on his body? The only explanation that seems closest to reality is that Daniel would have unknowingly triggered a large female brown bear, which started attacking him in her defense, so might have not wanted to prey on Daniel, but definitely felt threatened by his presence. The brown bear could be protecting her kids by eliminating the threat from her home. But uninterested in eating, she left the body at the crime scene. Bears usually dig their prey if they don't eat them, to ensure that no other predators eat their meal, which they would later return for, but Daniel's body was left undisturbed on the ground. Another theory suggested that it was either the bear spray or the sweet smell of his blood that attracted a black bear to devour Daniel. This explains the presence of the DNA of both the mammals on the man. However, Daniel had a chance to live. The regional wildlife supervisor for the Alaska Department of Fish and Game, who were tasked with investigating Daniel's death, suspected that the bear spray was faulty, which actually led to the fatal death of Daniel. The spray was sold by Costco stores in Anchorage and is manufactured by a company called UDAP. There were several complaints and concerns that some cans manufactured between March and August of 2020 had been faulty. What a shame. The direction of wind could have also factored in, as bear spray remains ineffective if the wind blows from the opposite direction of the target. Just a few days after Daniel's death, 2 black bears and 1 brown bear were discovered within several miles of the scene. The DNA evidence collected from swabs of Daniel's body and clothing pointed towards 2 female bears a week after the attack. The case got everyone alarmed and questioning about the effectiveness of bear spray. While some swear by it, others call it a dumb move to not carry any highly powered firearm. However, we hope and pray for Daniel's friends and family and wish his soul rests in peace. Comment down below what you would do if you were attacked by a grizzly. I want to thank you for watching this video and would like to ask you, if you haven't already done so, to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you never miss the next video. Thanks in advance.